Hello everyone, good evening, good evening. Hey, hello Sirat. Okay, good evening. Am I audible? Good evening friends. Am I audible? Quickly respond. Hello everyone. Perfect. Okay, so friends, now we are going to discuss about the Omicron. Okay. Good evening, Savita. Good evening, Nishant, Safida, Sirat. Okay, perfect. Let's continue. Okay, so friends, first let me explain entire concept elaboratively. Then I'll give you the time to raise all your queries. Okay, so let me explain you once. Okay, so in this class we are going to discuss completely about what is Omicron, where it is reported first, and why the WHO said that this particular Omicron comes under variant of concern, and what are the symptoms of Omicron variant. The most important, which every student has to know, what are the most important mutations that are occurring in the Omicron structure, what are the diagnostic tests that we can use, and what are the number of cases reported so far, and about vaccine, and finally we will discuss about the preventive measures. Okay, so just be patient, try to understand every single point. I'll explain everything elaboratively. Later I can give you the time to ask your questions. Okay, look into this. First one, what is Omicron? So friends, listen everyone. The Omicron variant is a variant of SARS-CoV-2, the virus that basically causes COVID-19. So friends, where this particular Omicron variant given a code that is called B11529. I'll tell you why they have given the name B11529. Now, first, where is the Omicron was first reported? So friends, you all people know that Alpha virus was reported in the November 2021 in the Britain. Later, Beta virus was reported in the May 2020 in South Africa, followed by Delta virus November 2020 in the India. Friends, this particular Omicron virus was reported first in November 2021 in the South Africa. Okay, now you will get it out why they have given the name Omicron. How the name Omicron is derived basically. Omicron is the 15th Greek letter. Right? New sounds like new. XI or Z is a common last name. So based on these two, they have the WHO has given a common name that is called as Omicron. Friends, why the Omicron is the most dangerous when compared to the Alpha virus, Beta virus, Gamma virus as well as the Delta virus? What is the major reasons why WHO considered this particular virus is a variant of concern or a variant of interest? What is the reason? So I can say three major reasons. One of the first reason is that it may be more difficult for our immune cells to bind to the mutated spike glycoprotein. Anyway, I'm going to show you the structures of this particular glycoprotein. So this is one of the reason we can say that it is a variant of concern or variant of interest. Why? Because whatever we have already taken the vaccines, either it's a Covishield or a Covaxin or any other kind of a vaccine. What that particular vaccines will do, they will produce that particular antibodies. That antibodies can easily recognize that particular viral particle. But this particular spike glycoprotein, they can undergo the variety type of mutations and more number of mutations. Since it is extremely difficult for our immune cells, especially for the macrophages and dendritic cells, it will be extremely difficult to recognize them at once. This is one of the major reasons. Second reason, the new variant may have increased infectivity when compared to the alpha virus, beta virus, delta virus. This particular Omicron can spread very faster from person to the person with the help of aerosols, right? Even with the help of a common air droplets also. And this is one of the reason, which means when compared to the alpha, beta, gamma, the infectivity or the spreading ability will be more for the Omicron virus. So that is the second reason why we consider this Omicron is a more dangerous. And the third and most important one, till now we did not identify, or till now we did not discover any kind of a effective vaccine. Then you can ask a question, sir, we already have taken 2 doses of vaccine. Will our vaccines won't be again effective against this particular Omicron? Still the research is progressing. Since this particular virus is undergoing multiple mutations when compared to the previous viruses, we cannot conclude a statement whether our vaccines can show more effective action against this particular Omicron virus or not. These 3 reasons make this particular virus is the most dangerous virus. Now, what are the most common symptoms? Let me explain elaboratively, friends. See, I can tell you many of the people, even though they are Omicron positive, they are asymptomatic. What do you mean by that? Even though they are Omicron positive, they are unable to show any kind of a symptoms at all. But some people are, good evening, some people are going to show a common symptoms. The common symptoms like what, friends? A weakness, headache, rise in body temperature, scratchy or sore throat. And some people are going to show a mild flu-like symptoms. Mild flu-like symptoms. Some people having runny nose, some people having sore or scratch throat, and the fever is, body temperature is not increasing exponentially actually. So the temperature is increasing, it is in between 100 to 101 degrees. And some people surprisingly they are positive and they are not experiencing any kind of a symptoms, and they are extremely healthy also. So we exactly don't know in the future what kind of symptoms it may show. Still the research is in progress. Now listen, this is what I want every student, whomever preparing for the IIT JAM, whomever preparing for the CSIR, whomever preparing for the other entrance exam, have to know compulsory about the Omicron structure. So we don't know, we may expect the question for very, very sure. So I'll try my best to explain in a very, very simple way. Just focus everyone. So this is the structure of a Omicron virus, right? Friends, everyone listen. You are able to see here, what does this particular virus contains? You can see here, it contains a genetic material. What is that particular genetic material, friends? The genetic material is the RNA. And you can see here, that particular genetic material can be surrounded by an important protein. What do we call? You are able to see the green color one. It is surrounded entire genetic material. What do we call it as? We call it as a envelope protein. My friends, then that particular envelope protein, very important, that is surrounded by a S protein. This is the most dangerous. Because of this only, this particular virus became dangerous. What is this particular protein we called? S protein. The S protein you can widely call it as what, friends? The S protein you can widely call it as a spike protein. Now you can get a direct question in the exam or general information, you have to know it. Okay, this particular virus will go and attaches to the which receptor present in our body. With the help of this particular spike protein, this particular virus will go and attaches to the ACE2 receptor present in the body. Now you can ask me, sir, where these particular ACE2 receptors are present? ACE2 means angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptor, we shortly called as ACE2 receptor. Friends, this particular ACE2 receptors are present on every single cell. There is no doubt about it. But the ACE2 receptors are predominantly found in the lung surface. So this particular this particular Omicron virus, with the help of this particular spike protein, it will directly go and attaches to the receptor present on the ACE2 receptor present on the lung surface. Then it can show its a direct effect on the lung. Now let me tell you, now listen to me very carefully, friends. It's a very important to know the information about the S protein, spike protein. See friends, everyone listen. This is the structure of a spike protein. So we all know that every protein consists of what kind of domain? Every protein consists of a N-terminal domain. Every protein consists of a C-terminal domain. Friends, you are able to see the picture very clearly here. This particular spike protein consists of a different kinds of domains. You can see here NTD domain, the most important. NTD means N-terminal domain, which is the most dangerous here. Everyone please keep it in your mind. RBD, which we call, friends, receptor binding domain, the most dangerous domain. SD1 and S, because with the help of this particular receptor binding domain only, you can see the picture. With the help of that particular receptor binding domain only, the spike protein can attach to the AS2 receptor. SD1 and SD2 are subdomain receptor. FP we call fusion peptide. HR1 and HR2, heptad repeat 1, heptad repeat 2. You all commonly know that transmembrane domain, and we all commonly know that intracellular domain. Look into this: intracellular domain, transmembrane domain, heptad repeat domain 2, heptad repeat domain 1, fusion peptide, subdomain 1, subdomain 2, among all the most dangerous domain, to which, or with the help of this particular RBD domain only, the Omicron variant directly go and attaches to this particular ACE2 receptor. You are able to see here. This is the RBD. Now please kindly don't forget which domain is responsible for the attachment of the virus or viral spike protein to the ACE2 receptor. That domain is RBD domain. Now I want every one of you look into this beautiful slide. You can see the picture, right? This is a simplified structure of this particular Omicron. What the Omicron consists of? Omicron consists of a genetic material RNA. Then you are able to see the picture carefully. It consists of a nucleocapsid, the green color one. What is that nucleocapsid, friends? Nucleocapsid is the one which holds the RNA. And you are able to see here, this is the envelope protein. Now you are able to see the red color very clearly. With the help of this particular spike proteins only, this particular virus can attach us. Now friends, what is the unique thing you have to know about this? Friends, this Omicron can show more, see, this entire Omicron virus can show more than 50 mutations. More than, I will tell you by comparing with the other virus. It is showing 50 mutations, but what is the surprising point? Every one of you has to know it. Out of 50 mutations shown by the Omicron variant, 32 variations or 32 mutations can be shown exclusively by the spike protein. Spike protein only can show this particular 32 mutations. Now every one of you has to listen my statement. If one protein, just one protein is showing 32 mutations, do you think our antibodies can recognize that particular 32 mutations very easily? Never. It takes a great time. Now I can give you one line. What is that? With the help of 32 mutations, this particular Omicron variant can easily escape from our immune defense mechanism. I'm going to explain you very depth. Please pay attention. With the help of 32 mutations, it is going to completely escape from especially from the macrophages and dendritic cell. As a result, once it escapes, there will be no stimulation of, or there is no stimulation or production of the antibodies. Now you can ask me, sir, what are this particular 32 mutations? This is extremely important focus. You have to know it. Friends, you have to understand what kind of mutations it can go. I can say, friends, our Omicron virus can undergo deletion mutations. Very important point. The Omicron can undergo insertion mutations. Friends, the Omicron can undergo substitution mutation also, which we all used to read in our lessons. We read in the genetics chapter, we read in the molecular biology chapter. There are different type of mutations are there. Substitutional mutation, what do you mean by that? Where one amino acid is going to be substituted into other. Insertion, a particular sequence is going to insert inside, which leads to complete change in the protein function. Deletion mutation, a particular amino acid is going to get deleted. As a result, the entire function of the protein is going to get altered. Now let me tell you why we are calling once again the Omicron is more dangerous, just because of the more number of mutation. So friends, if you look into the alpha virus, total alpha virus just having 20, alpha virus total having 23 mutation, delta virus having total 17 mutation. Now you look into this, it is almost double than these two. I mean to say, if you combine these two, just we will get only 40. See, the Omicron alone can showing 50 mutations, and among this, among the 23 mutation, major kind of mutations can be shown by the spike, that is total 9 mutation. And if you look into this delta, it can show, the spike protein can show 7 mutation. Now you see how dangerous the Omicron is. Only spike protein can show 32 different type of mutations in their amino acid sequences at a different position. Let me tell you what are those. And I just now shown you the most important domain, that is receptor binding domain. The alpha virus just show 1 mutation. Delta virus at receptor binding domain, it will show 2 mutation. Omicron, it will show 10 mutation. Then you have to understand, when compared to the alpha and delta, Omicron variation is going to show multiple mutation in every aspect, in terms of spike protein, in terms of receptor binding domain, in terms of the N-terminal domain, in terms of the C-terminal domain. Mostly friends, this particular mutations can be more in case of spike protein only. What are those mutations? Now I will explain you elaboratively. Focus. Here S represent spike, H69 minus, V17 minus, H655Y, N67K, P681 and Q498, N501, 501V. Friends, these are all major spike mutation. S represents spike. Among these, which is most dangerous? I can tell H69 and V70 is more dangerous. So what is this H69 minus? What is SV70 minus? S represents, I have clearly mentioned to you, spike. 69 and H represents, this is important, you have to remember, H represents histidine. There is a deletion of the histidine in the spike protein at the 69th position. One of the dangerous mutation. And SV17, the spike protein at the 70th position, it contains valine amino acid. Now this amino acid is also going to get deleted at the 70th position. These two are more dangerous. Now I can tell you one good news here. What is the good news? The good news is that we can easily identify this Omicron. By using what test, you can ask me? By using a simple RT-PCR test. Why? Because in the RT-PCR test, this is important statement you can expect in the exam. What is that? What is the conclusion that we can give in terms of identification of the Omicron virus by the RT-PCR test? That is, this, because of deletion of the H69 and V70, we can easily identify in the RT-PCR by the failure of S gene test. If this particular S gene test, that is spike gene test, if it is passed, then we will get a doubt whether it is a Omicron or not. Since it is failed in the S gene test in the RT-PCR, we can easily identify the Omicron. Now you can ask me another question. Sir, the same kind of mutations can occur in any other previous variant? Yes. Even in the alpha variant also. Alpha variant also we can easily identify by using RT-PCR test. Same mutation, H69 minus, V70 minus. Same can be shown by the Omicron also. Friends, this is what kind of mutation? Deletion mutation. Now I am going to tell you the most dangerous mutations in the spike protein itself, because we discussed that out of 50 mutations, 30 to 32 mutations are occurring in this spike only. Now we discuss a deletion mutation. Now you try to understand combination mutation. I can tell you one important reason here. What is that? Yes, N501Y. Just listen to me first. Here S represents spike. N represents what? The amino acid asparagine. Asparagine amino acid N can be replaced by the tyrosine, that is Y. We know that according to the 1-letter codon and 3-letter codon. Now you see here, if you remember 3-letter and 1-letter codon, you can understand everything easily. At which position? 501 position. Same spike protein, Q can convert it into R, where glutamine can be converted into arginine at a 498 position. What the researchers are saying us, I told you in the previous slide, the spike protein will go, the spike protein receptor binding domain will go and attaches very tightly to the ACE2 receptor. I can give you a conclusion here. The researchers are saying that because of this combination mutation, the receptor binding domain of the spike protein will become active. Then it will get a more affinity towards the ACE2 receptor. You can see here, my friends. See here, the spike protein come and attaches to what? ACE2 receptor. They will attaches very tightly just because of this particular combination mutation, that is asparagine to tyrosine, glutamine to arginine. So right now I have explained you deletion mutations, I have explained you combination mutation. In the spike protein there is another type of mutations also possible. We can call it as a triple spike mutation. I am not concluding this statement, but some researchers, not all, some researchers saying that because of the triple spike mutation, transmissibility is more. You all commonly know, right? What is transmissibility? Transmissibility means it can spread from one person to the another person very faster because of this particular triple spike mutation. So what are these triple spike mutations? These three, where histidine at 655 position converted into tyrosine. At 679 position, asparagine converted into lysine. 681 position, proline converted into histidine. You can't get the information, please kindly focus on it. So friends, what I can conclude here, because out of 50, 32 mutations can be shown only in the spike protein. What is spike protein? With the help of spike protein only, the virus can attach to the lung receptors present on the lung surface. By that they can directly affect on the lung. What are those mutations? Some are deletion mutation, some are combination mutation, some are triple spike mutations. So friends, how can we identify this particular Omicron virus? As I told you very clearly, friends, by using RT-PCR test, very simple RT-PCR. How can you understand? You can use this swab sample also. You can collect the, you can collect the saliva sample also. You can collect the swab also by using simple RT-PCR mission. In another class, I will explain you how exactly we can do the test by using RT-PCR test. So in the RT-PCR test, what we are going to understand, that is important. In RT-PCR, we are going to understand whether this particular Omicron virus is going to get failed for the S gene test or not. Once we confirm this, yes, we can determine, yes, this is a Omicron variant because H69 minus and V17 minus was clearly observed in the test. Never forget that, friends. Now that is what, friends, molecular mechanism. So why the World Health Organization reported this particular Omicron as a variant of concern or variant of interest? Because spike protein mutations are 32 when compared to the beta, alpha, gamma, delta. You see here they are just 10, 11, 12, 10. So friends, till today there are more than 80 countries affected with this particular dangerous virus. And as I told you, friends, why we are unable to give a exact amount of information or accurate information about this particular virus, because still the research is progressing. See, Pfizer especially, they are developing a newer methods, newer test by which we can understand, or we can we can identify this particular Omicron virus less than 2 minutes. Even South Korean researchers also developing a particular method or a particular tool where we can identify this particular research in less than 2 to 5 minutes, right? So now what about the vaccine? As I told you, friends, now most of the people will get a doubt. What is the doubt? If a person has a COVID-19 previously, can they still be infected with the new variant? I can say 100% yes, and I also say 100% no. Why? Why I am saying 100% yes, why I am saying 100% no? First thing, still the exact research was not done completely. But what is the chance of occurring? 100% I am talking, because the mutant showing a lot of variation. Whatever the vaccine we have taken so far, it is going to act on only 10 mutation. Some vaccines are going to act on 12 mutations. Some vaccines are acting on 15 mutation. But what you can understand, since it is showing 32 mutation, we can't predict whatever the antibodies that we produced by our vaccine, whether they will be effective or not. So there is a chance we can reinfect with this particular Omicron variant because of more number of mutation. But still the research is under investigation. Still it is under investigation. Now, what is the only thing we can do? That is preventive measure. The common preventive measure. You have to take the vaccine. Even the vaccine cannot protect you 100%. At least vaccine will help you to fight at a minimal rate. At least before we discovered a new vaccine or a new drug or a new therapy for this particular Omicron virus. And it is very important, as I told you friends, transmittability rate. According to the WHO, transmissibility rate of Omicron is 250% more when compared to the alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Hence, it's a very idealized cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash and wash your hands completely. Friends, please kindly don't neglect. We know, right? Prevention is always better than the cure. Once we get the disease, we have to fight against with it. So instead of getting infected because of our negligence, it's better to take the preventive measure and get rid of it. So maintain 6 feet distance. When in public, without fail, wear the mask, because I told you, within fraction of nanoseconds, not even milliseconds I am talking about, within nanosecond the variant can easily enter in our body, right? Do not touch your eyes, nose and mouth. Like however we use it to maintain our preventive measure in terms of a COVID-19, I am requesting all of you maintain the same preventive measures, right? So friends, that's about the updated information or up-to-date information about the Omicron. Still the research is in progressing. In next week also I'll come up with another lecture which consists of a more amount of information about the research on the molecular mechanism of this particular Omicron variant. I hope the discussion is little useful to all of you. Now you can ask all your doubts. Friends, is that clear? Especially about the mutations. Please say yes or no. That's all. You can ask any kind of a questions. Please. Is it clear, friends? Everyone having any doubts? How does the virus know when to mutate and what changes to make? What is the temperature and pH favorable for this Omicron? That's a very good question. Ravi, I cannot give a moderate temperature or optimum temperature. As I told you, Ravi, very clearly, still the research is progressing, because this virus was discovered just in the month of November only. It's not even 1 month also. Still the research is progressing. Now the question is very clear. How does the virus when to mutate? See, the nature of mutation is what? Mutation, you all know, right? Does the mutation is a spontaneous every time? Does the mutation is a induced every time? It may be possible. The mutation can be induced also. Mutation can be spontaneous also. Mutation can occur on their own. We all commonly know that when we expose it to the high intensity of sunlight, obviously there is a mutation occur which leads to skin cancer. About this particular virus, all the mutations are spontaneous. The mutations are not occurring, any mutation is not occurring purposely, or any mutation is not occurring with respect to a time. All the mutations mostly occur spontaneously. But what we can understand is that the mutation, where the mutation is occurring, at which amino acid level mutation is occurring, that we can identify. Why it is undergoing the mutation, at what time it is undergoing the mutation, still has to be identified. Anyway, the mutation is a spontaneous. It can occur any time also. Got it? Hope it's clear for everyone. You can ask any other kind of a doubts. Okay friends, that's all for now. I hope the discussion is little useful to all of you. Thank you so much. If you like the video, please give me the comment. Okay, and most important one friends, I'm extremely sorry, very important one, I'm sorry. Please pay attention, please pay attention. Sir, up to what instance the COVID vaccine will cure Omicron? That's what, Ananya, we cannot conclude that statement. We cannot conclude because, as I told you, it depends on the mutation rate. Whatever the vaccines we have taken for the COVID-19, Ananya, just keep it in your mind. That can protect us up to a particular mutations only, not complete level of mutation. So we cannot come to a conclusion immediately whether our previous vaccine can show the their effect on this particular Omicron or not. As I told you, still the research is progressing. Once they completely understand the molecular mechanism of that particular virus, then we can easily come to know whether our previous vaccines will be effective or not. Okay, so friends, JAM 2022 full length mock tests are going on December 19th, 26th also. I'm requesting all of you, please kindly make use of this, which are absolutely free. Okay, and plus free tests are on 5th and 12th December, which was already completed, plus test on 19th, 26th December. And friends, since once again a limited offer is going on, if you take 12 months subscription, there is an extension of 2 months, and if you take 24 months, there will be a free of 4 additional months. So please kindly use this particular limited offer. Kindly use my code Chandu Live to get 10% discount. This is the details about the new upcoming batch, that is 22nd September. So in this we are going to cover various other chapters. Especially I am going to cover the microbiology once we completed our molecular biology, microbiology and genetics. Okay, so please kindly enroll this particular batch course. So friends, in the platform, apart from the mock test, there are many other tests are going on. That is T10 format, T20 format, mini mock test, C40 test, championship series. Please kindly make use of all the tests. Young passenger. Sir, will there be some kind of lockdown or something for prevention? Okay, that's what, dear, it depends on the state governments. Okay, that we don't know. In Hyderabad and Telangana, they have they have decided to lock down only few areas, very few areas, right? You people can look into this. This is the situation in India actually. In Delhi so far, I am talking till yesterday. Okay, this is the information till yesterday. Delhi we have observed 10 cases, Maharashtra 4, Hyderabad 3, nothing but Telangana, Tamil Nadu 2 cases, West Bengal 5 cases, Karnataka 8 cases, Kerala will be 5 cases. Savita, yes, the oral drug Paxlovid is effective, that's true, but still we did not study it. But because it is giving a symptomatic relief only, but we did not study it completely. Okay, it is effective at a particular extent, but still the study has to be conducted on that also. Anjali, the other kind of mutations that it can bring to our body is, okay, it's not a kind other mutants. See, that's what, dear, once again I'm telling to all of you, still the research is in progressing. But what WHO researchers are saying that it can affect almost every single part of the lung, because you commonly know, right? Suppose example, this is our host cell, especially lung cell. Everyone look into this Anjali. Every part of the lung, every cell of the lung contain S2 receptor. So this Omicron is not affecting a specific cell in the lung. It is going to affect the entire lung tissue, every cell of the lung. but whether it can affect on the other regions or other organs, still we have to be identified on which way, on which organelles it is affecting. If you look into a previous COVID-19 virus, it is used to affect on the kidney also, it is used to affect on the heart also, but till we did not study it. Without studying, we cannot come to a rough conclusion whether it will act accurately or not. Otherwise, unnecessarily it create a over panic. Instead of unknowing, if you give a false information that it can affect all parts of the body, now everyone will get panic unnecessarily. Still the research is in progress. Since it was discovered last 25 days only, researchers are working day and night to understand their molecular mechanism on which organelle, which cell, which tissue it can act specifically. Then we can come to a conclusion. Got it, friends? Yes. That's all for now. I hope the discussion is useful. Okay. Thank you, friends. I'll see you in the next class. Okay. Please give me the comments if you find the session is really useful to you. Thank you all. Thank you very much. If people already infected with COVID, is any huge chance to get Omicron spontaneously? Mukyara Nandini, it's not completely. And I told you, right, I cannot say 100% also. I cannot say 100%. But what the research suggesting is that there is a possibility, even though you get two doses of vaccine, there is a possibility that you can get. You know, right, the case which was they found in the New Delhi, the person already has taken 2 vaccines, 2 doses completed. Still, he got infected with Omicron. There is a possibility, even though you take 2 doses, there is a possibility. Okay. Okay, friends. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you so much.